Well, good morning, my Teaserking family. Look at all my hair. So exciting. How's everybody today? Um, let's see what's going on. We've got we like starting with our gold and silver. And a second. So anyway, let's look at what's happening in our world. Silver, 88.48, up another $3 a day. It should be $20 a day. I don't know what they're fucking around with. And gold holding 46.17, a nice little move up from, well, it was 46 yesterday. So gold's there. Silver's running. Some people want to look at percentage gains. I don't. I like to look at it's worth $88 now. I don't care what the percentage is. Same thing. Well, I mean, if we look at gold, gold's up $12. Silver's only up 3. Yet silver's up 3.9%. Gold's up 0.26. Which would you rather have? I'd rather have gold up $12 than silver up 3. However, in our world, we're in both of them. So we're just going to see, we'll see $90, $95, $100 silver soon. Gold, 4,600 on its way to 5,000, on its way to 10,000. So again, let me put it simple. You own 100 ounces of gold. And it went from 4,500 to 4,600. Went up $100. At 100 ounces, you just made 10 grand. Voila. Silver, you have 500 ounces, and it goes from 85 to 88, which is $3 times 500. You made $1,500. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, $500 a dollar. So you made $1,500, but I made 10,000 in gold going up 100. Now, obviously, if silver went up 100, we'd make more, but it's hard for silver to go up 100 because of this price fixing that's going on. I listened to this Kevin O'Leary guy. What an idiot this guy is from Shark Tank. The only Mr. Wonderful I know is Paul Orndorff, who wrestles. He's the dumbest guy I've ever heard. I called him an idiot on his YouTube. We can play a little of it. He doesn't get it. Well, silver just sits in the ground, and you got to pay a premium on it. He's so out of touch. First of all, if you buy rounds instead of bullion, so if you buy like the Eagle instead of that, so like this was $2, but if the spot was 30, I paid 30 for it, or I paid $1. I paid 31. Let's say this was 30. I paid 31. Times 2, I paid 62. I take it back. It's 88. Guess what? I get 88 for it. I get 176 an ounce for that. I don't know what he's talking about. These people with this capital gains tax are just trying to scare you. If I take this to my guy today and say, give me $176, he gives it to me. There's no capital gains tax. He's not going to 1099 me. What kind of tax? When you go to the casino and you play poker or anything there, blackjack, craps, slot machines, and you go there and you win. So let's say, so here I would get $176 for it. Let's say I go play poker. I sit down with 300. I play 1-3 no limit. I win $176. Am I going to pay tax on that? No. Does anybody know I got it? No, because I cash out and they give me cash for it. I think that's why casinos are so popular, because they're really tax free. Unless you hit a big slot machine, there's no tax at the casino. You play blackjack, you sit down with 100, you walk out with 1,000. There's no tax. They just, oh, give me your chips, I give you money. That's the end of it. There's no tax going on there. Only if it's an official where it goes to the government. Just a second. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you up to?
Teaching class. What are you up to?
Nothing. I'm at the dosing. Can you come get me after we can hang?
Yeah, I could. Did you get my text?
I just seen one about the silver just now, but I just seen it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Call me after you're on.
Yeah, I'll call you after class, and
Okay.
it's up to $8.80 now. It's up another $3.
Sounds good. I'm terrible at math, but you are very smart at it, so I trust you.
I'll teach you math. All right.
All right.
I gotta go.
How much longer is that?
I don't know. At least an hour.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good class.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So, what's this 1090? You know, if you make $1,000, okay. When I won all that money on football betting, and I showed you the 10 unit play and the 7 unit play yesterday, I didn't pay tax on it. They don't 1099. If they don't 1099 you, it's not. I'm not recording it as income. All right. Should you? I don't know. I mean, I guess, but the way they tax you, I wouldn't do them any favors. So if you sell gold, if you sell a couple ounces, there's no tax. There's no capital gains tax. It's all fantasy. It's bullshit. The government doesn't know unless you get 1099. And if you don't get 1099, the government doesn't know. You're going to volunteer. Yeah, I sold my gold, you know, and then how do we know what the capital gains is? Maybe you bought your gold at 4,500 and you sold it at 4,600. You made $100. Are you going to pay tax on that? I don't think so. So I'm starting to see some of that crap where they're doing the, you know, oh, it's really 28. Like they're trying to scare you out of gold and silver is what it is. There's a lot of AI bullshit, as I showed you, Mr. Fuji with his AI. And then they're trying to talk you out of gold and silver because they want you in the system. They don't want you free. And anyway, so as this goes, I can go to my guy's store. I don't know if he'll give me a check or cash. I think it's a lot. He'll give me a check. Does that matter? So I'll go to the bank with the check and I'll say, I would like to deposit. Where'd you get it? I went to Vegas and won it, whatever. And then that's it. And so they can ask, but you just got to be careful how much, like I wouldn't cash in 50 ounces of gold. Well, that'd be stupid anyway, but an ounce or two here and there, only if you need the money to pay a bill or go on a trip or something, or your kid's going to college or something, a house repair, and you actually need monopoly money but and the other thing I keep hearing is, well, when do you sell it? No, you do not sell this. This isn't to be sold for this. There has to be a purpose to sell it. Oh, I want to buy a new car. Oh, okay. I'm going to sell a little bit of this so I can make my car payments. Or if it gets high enough, if gold hits 15,000, maybe we sell one and buy a car with the 15. Well, couldn't do it with 15, but maybe 2 ounces for 30, you could probably buy a car. And then I would try to give them gold for the car as opposed to worthless money. But all this bullshit, oh, this tax rate, all this AI, this Mr. Wonderful guy, just ignore all that crap. Guy's an idiot. They're all Keynesian. Oh, it's the macroeconomics. As soon as I hear that, it's Keynesian. And the velocity, when they start talking that, just say goodbye. Velocity, it's not even, doesn't even exist. You can't, it's bullshit. It's about money printing. Then I was listening to Farber, who's a pretty good guy. He didn't know what inflation was. He thinks its price is going up. It's amazing how stupid these people are that you think are smart. And it's like you just shake your head going, no, it's as Bobby would say, shake my head. And that when I hear that, well, it depends on what the item is, how much the price goes up. No. Inflation's printing the money to zero. That's inflation. You're inflating the money supply. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Then we was talking a little free markets and Austrian economics, which I will talk later in the lesson. We got to talk football first after we've talked gold and silver. So we're having a happy day again. Silver's up again. Talks of silver crashes are just like fantasy land. It's not. Why would it happen? There's too much demand. I'll keep it simple. High demand, low supply, price goes up. That's it. Very simple. So why would the price go down? How's it going to go down? You just tried it with margin calls and it went down to 70 over Christmas and now it's 88. So all you did was let people buy it cheaper. Again, it's paper money. It's a paper price. The physical price is 10 times higher because it's far more limited than the paper. You don't want to be in ETFs and you really don't want to be in stocks. Will the miners go up? Maybe, but then you're making this, which is worthless, and the stock market's going to crash. It's only a few stocks that are really going up. The Apples and Amazons and Microsofts. I wonder why they choose those stocks. They're way overvalued. So, from that standpoint, silver's not going to, if you see any of that shit, just ignore it and laugh. Silver's going to 1,000. Absolutely. The demand's strong. As more people see the inflation, the demand goes up even more. And the shortage is shortage. This Mr. Wonderful says, oh, we have plenty of silver. What, the guy's delusional. Yeah, it's in the mines. Yeah, we have plenty. We don't have any. There's nothing left. It's all gone. That's why the price is going. Idiot. Silver is a very limited supply item and is not it's not in huge supply. It's in huge demand, but it's not in huge supply. They've got it all. China's going to the mines, as is India and Russia. They're going right to the mines and pulling it out. There's not that much because there's no silver mines. You get it with copper and nickel or gold. You actually pull out some silver with it. But it's not like there's this whole huge supply of silver that's going to come crashing down. If there was, they'd be using it, but there isn't. Or it could be in the ground in a mine that isn't started yet, and it takes 10 years for the mine to start. And even if it's 100 tons, it's nothing. 100 tons of silver is zero. It's nothing. So don't let people scare you. I was looking today, and I was just so incensed over this bullshit. They're trying to scare people. I really don't like that. Awasa, sir, how am I? I am fine. You can call me Professor or Teaserking or whatever. I'm fine. I told you to keep buying, and I'm going to tell you to keep buying now. Just keep buying as much as you can and just watch. And really, it's the savior because what nobody realizes is this is worthless, as is this. Nobody really understands. Well, I got 100 grand of euro or dollar. I'm okay. No, it's not worth anything. That's the part that people need to understand. It's just simple. You can't print something. If you overproduce, it's worthless. The best example is steak. If I have one steak, I like it. If I have two, maybe. If I have 5 steaks, I don't have interest in eating 5 steaks, just one. Uh, so it's the same thing. It's very much what you have is in that is too much money, and there's no demand for it all, but it's printed too much. There's a certain level you can print and it's used, but when you overprint, as we're doing, and we have, oh, by the way, a $39 trillion debt, which leaves you $1.5 trillion in interest. So where are you going to get that money? Oh, we'll print it. Oh, that won't affect the value of it. And that's every country. The euro, England, Switzerland, like Egon thinks, oh, our inflation's lower in Switzerland. Yeah, you're not printing, really? What's your goal? What's your dollar backed by? Oh yeah, nothing. Dollars backed by nothing are just inflated. They can't, because you're printing too much and you have nothing to back it. So that's where we're at with it. Anyway, we'll see what happens with it, but it's definitely huge inflation. It's definitely worthless, and your get out of jail free card is gold and silver. And again, we're not really buying it as a stock to sell it as profit taking and then worry about capital gains tax. That's not what we're doing. We're holding it because our dollar's worthless, and then we'll make a ton of money on the gold and silver going up, and then maybe we sell an ounce or two here and there. It's not, oh, I bought $100,000 worth of gold, and now it's 200,000. I'm gonna sell it and make my 200. No, then you're back in this, and it's gonna go to zero. It's the dumbest thing you could do is to buy it and then sell all of it. Like I said, an ounce or two, because you need money, you want to go on a trip or something, buy a car or whatever, that's fine, but not to, this is not profit taking. This is not a stock. I bought 100 grand, it's worth 200 grand. Oh boy, I can, because you're going to lose on it when it goes to 500 grand, and then it goes to $1 million, and then it goes to 2 million. It's just going to go through the roof because it's very, very limited. And what's our alternative? Nothing. We can't be in dollars. It's not worth anything. So it might be around. You might be able to go to Kroger's with it, but it has no value. But the game's the game, right? So what does Kroger do? Well, we'll make tuna fish $10 a can because it's not worth anything. That's what happened in Nazi Germany in the 20s. That's why you got the wheelbarrow. Well, I need milk and eggs and butter and cheese. And how much do I need? Oh, I need 1 million Reichsmarks. Oh, I'll just bring my wheelbarrow, man, and buy it. I mean, they had no choice. But if they had US dollars or gold back then, they were fine. If you had gold back then, you were fine. If you had dollars back there, you were fine. It's just the Reichsmark went to zero as the dollar is going. So if you're out of dollars, now there's no other currency you can go to, but there's gold and silver, and hence why, that's what we do. That's the out, and it'll just keep going up, and they can threaten taxes, but they can't really. If there's no 1099, there's no tax. And it's only on 25 ounces of gold, or so if you sell 5, there's no 1099. Gold and silver, very heavy rates, up, up, up. Yep, just keep going. Behold, how are you today? The Teaserking, up, up, up. Yep, it's going up, up, up. It's going to keep going up, up, up. And there's no reason for it not to. There's absolutely no reason that it would go down. The only reason that anything goes down is no demand. When are we ever going to get no demand on gold and silver? Again, this O'Leary idiot said, well, we'll be in a recession and prices will come down because demand will come down. No, the demand for this will never go down, especially in a recession. If the money is worthless, you have to go into what is real money, which is gold and silver. You're always going to dump your dollars for gold and silver. It's never going to go down. There is no, a recession would not cause silver to go down because it's right now it's the industrial use. They're still going to buy it. They're still going to make phones and batteries and whatever, computers, whatever you use it for. He said, well, they'll use different paste. They won't use silver. They'll use copper. No, they can't. They can only use silver. That's the beauty of silver. There is no substitute for it for what these guys are doing for electronics. It's a good conductor for car batteries, for regular batteries, for Tomahawk missiles. There is no substitute. They can't use copper. That's the point. They have to use silver. So everything he's coming out of his mouth, the guy shows how stupid he is. I don't like him anyway. I never watched that show. I think it's stupid. But anybody that calls himself Mr. Wonderful, he better be Paul Orndorff and he better be wrestling. Otherwise, fuck off, guy, whoever this idiot is. So I wanted to watch it knowing he was an idiot, but I wanted to get their perspective, their point of view. What is he talking about? And it's all poison, and anybody stupid enough to listen to this guy is going to be in bad shape because, I won't buy silver. No, what are you going to buy? Copper, nickel, or no, you're going to buy stock. He wanted you to buy stocks. Oh, I'm sorry, because they're not going to crash. Anyway, oh my God. So we will entertain more of that. I will show you that video and just rip it apart as I enjoy doing. Yesterday's game, Houston 30, Pittsburgh 6. We had over 32. It's a W. So I end up going 5-1 this week. I lose by 1 point the Ram game. I hit Green Bay in 7 as my lock. Buffalo over wins. San Francisco wins, getting points. And New England under wins. And then Houston over 32 wins. And I was shocked. I'm seeing 7-6. And I'm like, yeah, I need some points. And then I started getting some turnovers. And then the last touchdown was the pick six. Otherwise, I'm dead. But I that's the point. You don't always have to score, driving the field. There's the punt returns and, the interception and fumble returns and the turnovers. My take on the game was CJ Stroud sucks. 3 turnovers in a playoff game on hikes back from the center. And if you watch his eyes, he's not looking at the ball. He's looking at the defense. Couldn't complete anything, kept overthrowing. They only scored because I got 2 defensive touchdowns, I believe. They got the fumble recovery for a touchdown and the interception at the end for the touchdown. So we got 2 touchdowns by their defense, which is what they do. So even though they're a very low-scoring offense, they tend to score with their defense looked very strong yesterday. Rodgers had no time. So we mark them. Beautiful under team. Can't score, no offense, and a great defense. The score comes on defense. I don't know what that was. I'm freezing. I hope I don't lose internet. So let's walk into this week. Buffalo was 1.5. Let's see. As we leave our gold price, 88.66 silver, 46.09 gold, and it's 11 o'clock. So we've had kind of our 10 o'clock drop. It kind of went up, kind of went down, and it should go higher. But now we're at 4,600. We were 43, 44. We got stuck at 44. We finally cleared 45, and we bang all the way up to 46. What a happy day. All right. Now, the line has changed. We now have Denver -1 and 46.5. The total didn't change. I don't really know why Buffalo was favored and now they're not. I love Denver as a home dog now. I don't know. Just a second. What the fuck? So what do we take here? We got Buffalo, a B team with the 21 defense, and we've got Denver, an E team with the 23 defense. As I say, they score in the mid 20s, they give up. So they're not strong enough offensively to get an A rating or a B rating, but they score enough not to be an under team. 23 defense with a very good defense, although they played Green Bay, was a higher scoring game. That's the Saturday 4:30 game, the Saturday night game, and all these are on regular TV. The 49ers go to Seattle. Seattle is 7.5 and 45.5. Line hasn't moved. They're both A teams. The Niners were scoring a lot, 22. They still put up 20 something. What did they put up on Philly? They put up 23 on that Philly defense. Just amazing. So here's the Seattle with this great defense. They like to run the ball. We look at the last game, 13-3. Is it going to be similar? Probably. They're going to run it down their throat. And see, what Seattle did was ball control Frisco. 13-3 was they just ran every play just about and milked the clock. And that was what they did. And then the clock got milked, and then Frisco had less opportunities to score, and that's what they did. So Seattle with a very good defense, the 14 defense, 22, the total of 45. It's Purdy and Arnold. Yeah, I'm debating what to do with this. I think maybe under. It's 45. It's 51. I don't know about taking the Niners in 13 here. They lost Kittle the way they looked against Philly. We will see. Next game, Houston, New England. New England is 3 and 41. I think after watching this, we'll make this the free play. Go under here. This has got to be like the best play. What we watch Houston's defense, and we watched New England's defense against San Diego. New England likes to run the ball. Good luck there. Drake May likes to run. Good luck there. He's not a good passer. Houston with C.J. Stroud. He's terrible. 3 fumbles. So, again, Houston just needs a quarterback. New England, May's okay. 341. So go under. That's your free play. We will note that. Both teams are what's Houston? Houston is a B team. Well, we'll call them an A team for this. 18 defense. It was a 20 defense. We'll call it 18 because they really shut out Pittsburgh yesterday. It was interesting, the game. They didn't throw the ball to DK Metcalf. He threw it to him a couple times, and then it went right through DK's hand. He was wide open. It would have been a touchdown, and he didn't catch it. It looked like the Pukanuka didn't catch either. And then we have that was it. And Rodgers never threw. He threw him late in the fourth quarter. He gave him a pass. So again, this is definitely an under game. 2 very strong defenses. And our last game is the Rams are 3.5, 51 total. Stafford against Caleb. The Rams are an over team with a 27 defense. They didn't look good against Carolina. Chicago's a B team with a 22 defense. They didn't look good against the Rams or against Green Bay. They made this big comeback. So let's look at it. In a teaser, I got New England 17-1, and I got Houston 17-1. I got Denver 16-1. Let's see. I don't know what Seattle. I got to look at that. The Rams 14-4. The Bears are 16-2 in a teaser. I already got that. Let's quickly go to the weather. All right. Buffalo at Denver, we've got 42 and clear. So we're fine there. Light winds. That's a normal day. Frisco, Seattle, 44 and clear. In Seattle, again, no wind, no problems. A little cool, but not really. Houston, New England, we got 35, slight chance of snow, 7-mile-an-hour winds. Let's see if it's any worse. It's 28 with 7-mile-an-hour winds. Okay, so it's pretty mild. It's probably warmer than it was at Pittsburgh yesterday for Houston. And it's at New England. Okay, so good game there. Again, the 1 seed is Denver. So no weather until we get to the Bear game. The Bear game. Kickoff, 11-mile-an-hour winds. Second quarter, 11-mile-an-hour winds. Third quarter, 2. Oh, it's warming up. 11-mile-an-hour winds. And the fourth quarter, 1 with 11-mile-an-hour winds. What the hell do we do? I'm not worried about the wind, but it's going to be mighty tough when you have 0. That's what it feels like. So that's the wind chill. So you have 0. You have what do you do with it? I love the over in the game at a normal temperature, but in 0 degrees, I mean, you're gonna freeze your hands off. Stafford played in Detroit in a dome. He plays in LA in a dome. They played Carolina, it rained. They got up 34 points. Are they going to score? And as Chicago, what are you doing in 0 degrees? And last week it was not warm out, and they came back in the fourth quarter. So I'm very confused. Does the weather affect it? Is that the big problem? Is 0 going to mean we don't score? I mean, Chicago, Green Bay didn't seem to have any issues, and it was 10 degrees with 20-mile-an-hour winds. Not a problem. So I don't know. I got to think, but it's 51. This is such an obvious, an over in normal weather, but an under in 0 degrees. That's 57. However, with the way the Bears score, it's really confusing how much we look at the weather. Now we can take the Bears in 9.5 because the Rams aren't going to like the cold weather. Remember the Cincinnati Bengals, San Diego Charger 81 playoff game. It was 26 or 30 below. And you had Dan Fouts and that team, and they got Cincinnati, beat them like 20-0. There's a point you don't want to throw, you don't want to catch. Stafford likes to throw, he'd eat them up in normal. If this is a dome, this is a lock over, but it's not. So I think the Bears at 9.5 are probably live the way they're playing. And then I think I think you got to go under in this cold weather. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, so we got Denver 16. They're a live dog. I took them as the dog yesterday. Now they're favored. I'll have to think, do I want Buffalo as the dog? Like, that's what happened last week. Denver was favored, or Buffalo was favored, then Jacksonville went favored. So I like Buffalo as the dog more than I like Jacksonville as the dog. Here, I like Denver as the dog more than I like Buffalo as the dog. So we'll see. Maybe we can still get some ones the other way. Frisco, Seattle, I think you got Seattle winning at home, doing what they did. The Niners are so banged up. They still got 23. It was still McCafferty. I'm not a big fan of whatchamacallit, the coach. I do like Purdy. Obviously, McCafferty. I've lost Kittle. You don't have Ayuk. You have guys we don't even know what their names are as wide receivers. And then the defense is playing well, and they're all the third stringers. So I got to put my thinking cap on here. Anyway, so I think Denver's a home dog is good. If they're favored, I have to think about it. Most Buffalo games go over as they're good offense and weak defense. Denver, they played Green Bay, and what you would think would have been a low scoring game with Micah Parsons, and they scored a lot. The Niners and Seattle, they both can score, and they both have, it's just Seattle's 14 defense. I think you gotta think they'll win, but Darnold choking is the problem. Total wise, 45, probably an under with Seattle's defense and Darnold choking. The Rams, we got to go with the Bears at 9.5 and figure out the zero. Zero's got to mean under 57. I'm sorry. If it goes over, it goes over. And they played a 58 in 10-degree weather last week, so I don't know. Houston, New England, it's got to be an under 47. And the 3, I think you got to take New England at home. I don't know. Houston's defense, I don't think they'll be scoring in this game. I think the defense is too strong on Houston. New England, good defense. It'll be CJ Stroud's turnovers, and Drake May will not be able to run in this game. No way, no how, no chance. No. Stroud, he's terrible. So the better quarterback is just May because they're both terrible. The defenses go to Houston, and so you just got to figure under a game here. That's it. Again, Miami, Houston, Indy. I'll make that decision. It's Monday night later. All right. So let's go to this. Let's go to this Mr. Wonderful Idiot. So he leads off by saying, stop buying silver. Kevin O'Leary, stop buying silver now. Is he talking paper? Is he talking physical? So I'm curious to hear his mind because I never follow him. I never watch that stupid show. Personally, I think he's a moron. He's one of these idiots that just hears things. So let's listen to a few minutes. I'm going to rip him apart with facts to his bullshit. I know we all enjoy when I do that.
Going to the clinic when you can check your blood pressure anytime, anywhere. This smart wrist blood pressure are relying on the decisions of you are staring at a metal that is lying.
Okay, here's more on
a heavy, shiny object in your hand, feeling the weight of it, and telling yourself a story that has been whispered in your ear by salesmen for 50 years. You tell yourself that silver is the poor man's gold, the undervalued asset, the industrial rocket ship that is destined to go to the moon. You charts, you see the volatility, and you think you can time it. You think you are smarter than the market. But let me tell you the cold, hard truth that nobody else in the financial media has the guts to say. In 2026, buying silver is one of the most dangerous, wealth-destroying moves you can make. You are not investing. You are gambling on a commodity that has a history of crushing retail investors, while the institution...
All right, how much do we want to laugh at that? Is this guy out of his fucking mind? First of all, he doesn't realize he's talking paper silver. based on COMEX selling options, not the physical. I don't know who's whispering in his ear. I don't know any salesman telling you to buy it because most of them are telling you to buy stocks. I don't get this guy. Right off the bat, he shows you how stupid he is, right? Don't buy silver. It's whatever. So doesn't even understand its paper, right? That's the first clue. What do we say? Buy the physical. Buy this. Is there risk? No. High demand, low supply. There's no risk. Not in physical. In paper, it's COMEX. But wait till we get further in when he doesn't think it'll hit $30 an ounce.
Sharks swim away with the profits. I have seen this movie before. I have analyzed the balance sheets, and I am telling you right now, stop it. Stop buying silver. Stop listening to the doom mongers who sell survival kits and silver coins in the same commercial break. They are not trying to make you rich. They are trying to offload their inventory before the crash. You know me as the guy who sits in the center chair, the one who cares about the numbers, the one they call Mr. Wonderful, because I am
Paul
the only one
Orndorff.
who will tell you the truth about your money. I do not care about your feelings. I care about your financial freedom.
That's because
And
you're a
you will not be
socialist.
free if you are shackled to a pile of metal that pays you zero interest, costs you money to store, and is facing a catastrophic repricing event in 2026. We are standing on the edge of a precipice. The fundamental drivers that used to support silver industrial demand, monetary debasement, retail hype are all breaking down simultaneously. If you are buying now, you are catching a falling knife. And let me tell you, a falling knife does not have a handle. It only has a blade.
Does it look like he's reading this? Do you see me reading anything ever? I read my notes once in a while just to make it clear. These are my notes from my master's class, but do you see me reading anything? This looks like he's reading word for word because he's so stupid he doesn't know what he's talking about.
You are going to get hurt. I want you to wake up from the dream. You have been sold a narrative that silver is money. It is not money. Money pays you.
Silver's not money. Oh, really? Okay. News to me. I suppose gold's not money either. It says $1 on the Silver Eagles, and this says this is silver 2 ounce. It doesn't give oh wait, what does it say? It says $10. Wait, if silver's $10, what do you mean it's not money? Sure, looks like money to me. Andrew, what's up, Teaserking? Stack them hard and stack them high. That's our motto. Just bought a 1/4 ounce gold American Eagle this morning. Good news. Hope you didn't pay too much now that it's 4,600, but it's a good buy. You paid about what, 1,200 for it, which is cheap. When gold hits 10,000, that'll be 2,500, but we don't even care. The object's to get more gold, more silver. All right, let's listen to Paul Orndorff here.
Money has velocity. Money buys other assets. Silver sits in a dark box and collects dust. In the high-velocity economy of 2026, holding a static, non-yielding asset is financial suicide. While you are waiting for silver to hit $50 a price target that people have been screaming about for 40 years, the rest of the world is making real returns. They are buying dividend-paying stocks. They are buying cash-flowing real estate. They are investing in the technology that is reshaping the planet. And you are polishing a coin. It is madness. It is absolute.
Sounds like Warren Buffett, or Warren Buffet, as I call him. It's out of his fucking mind. You've been waiting 40 years to hit 50. When is this video? Like a year ago? Because it says 6 hours ago. Now, how the fuck can it be 6 hours ago when the silver's already up to $88? Oh, but it won't go past 50. Yeah, real intelligent guy. Really hits home. 1250. That's not bad. They're getting scarce. Yeah, silver is a miracle metal with over 10,000 applications and is scarce. Well, silver, it all comes back to supply and demand. We have huge demand because they're inflating the dollars to zero. Not debasing them, they're inflating them. You cannot debase. You can debase this if you took all the silver out of it, right? So if this was made without silver, then you debased it. You do not debase this. This is inflated. This is printed. You cannot take gold and silver out of a piece of paper. First of all, well, they are getting scarce. My guy hasn't had gold. He has like little 1 ounce bars, the little ones from Costco, but that's all he has. He hasn't had coins in a while. Well, I bought that 1/10 of an ounce coin. The gold itself is very scarce. Silver, he does have eagles and he does have rounds. He always seems to get rounds in, but you can keep making the rounds. He's got this big 100 ounce bar, so you just slice it up and you can make a bunch of ounces out of it. But it's huge demand, and now COMEX is broke. They can't keep pushing the price down. That's the problem. So now China needs a higher price of gold because they're going out with the gold-backed currency, and the silver also is part of the gold-backed currency. So it's like 40% gold, and then there's 10 or 20% silver in the BRICS gold-backed currency. So keep that in mind. Huge demand, and they need a much higher price. All aboard, join the rocket's ready to board. It hasn't taken off yet. Our gold and silver rocket is not taken off yet, even though we see 88 and 4,600. It's not close to reality of physical. All right. Anything else? All right. Good price, Andrew. 12.50.
Absolute madness. I forbid you from putting another cent into this trap until you understand the risks I am about.
Who's this moron? I forbid you. So what's he talking about? He thinks silver just sits in the box collecting dust. May I ask if you have stock what that does? You don't even have it. You just have I bought 100 shares of Amazon or whatever. Real estate, that's going down. He says get in real estate, and then later in the video he says, well, it's going to crash. Oh, so I want to be in real estate. Bonds, they're worthless. The U.S. can't pay their bonds. We have a $39 trillion debt, but he doesn't mention that. This guy's an idiot, but I'm having fun with him right now. Andrew, gold is going higher. The central banks are buying gold. So you must own it. Well, not only the central banks, the shadow banks in Russia and China and India, they're buying it too. Those are non-central banks. Putin has his swimming pool full. The military, and the people are buying gold. So it's not just central banks. Don't think only central banks buy gold. The regular banks, now in China, the pension companies and insurance companies have to buy gold, and the citizens are buying gold. So there's a huge demand. China, 80,000 tons of gold. So believe me, it'll hit 100 if there's that much available. It is extremely limited, as this idiot's about to say. Oh, there's plenty of it. Yeah. Well, thank you, Andrew. Once in a while, I make good points.
To expose.
Unlike this guy.
This is an intervention. I am intervening because I hate seeing capital destroyed. I hate seeing hardworking people take their savings money they sweated for, money they sacrificed for, and hand it over to a coin dealer who marks it up 30% the moment it leaves the counter. That is an immediate loss. You are starting the race 30 yards behind the starting line with a broken leg. How do you expect to win? You cannot win. The game is rigged against the physical silver buyer. And in 2026, the rig is about to snap.
The fuck is he talking about?
We need to go back to the basic principles of wealth creation because somewhere along the way, the silver bugs forgot how money works. Rule number 1, capital must be treated like an employee. I tell this to every entrepreneur I meet. Your money is your soldier. You send it out into the war of the global economy, and it is supposed to come back with prisoners. It is supposed to come back with more money.
She died 2 weeks after delivering this message. Watch this before.
It is supposed to come back with more money. When you buy silver, you are sending your soldier into a hole in the ground and telling him to stay there. He captures no prisoners. He wins no battles. He just sits there. And actually, it is worse than that. You have to pay rent for the hole. You have to pay insurance. You have to pay storage fees. So not only is your soldier not working, but he is also eating your food. I'm
sorry. Does this look like it's in the ground? Does this look like I have, oops, excuse me. Does this look like it's in the ground? I don't pay storage. I don't pay insurance. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I paid $1 over spot, not 8. But wait, the best is yet to come, as Batman would say.
Not only is your soldier not working, but he is also eating your food.
Bullshit.
That is a bad employee. I would fire that employee in a heartbeat.
I wouldn't work
in
for you.
2026, the concept of negative carry is the silent killer of portfolios. Negative carry means it costs you money to hold the asset. Silver is the ultimate negative carry asset for the retail investor. If you hold an ETF, you pay an expense ratio. If you hold physical, you pay a premium to buy, a discount to sell, and storage in between. In a world where you can get a risk-free return of 4 or 5% on short-term government bonds, holding an asset.
Short-term government bonds that you can't get paid for because, oh yeah, we got $39 trillion of debt and it's inflation. So the money you're going to get back is worth less than the money you gave them. So again, a very big mistake. My silver, let's see, I bought it at 25, or this I bought at 30, is now 88. Yeah, negative. Yeah. But the inflation is eating my real dollars much worse. And oh, by the way, stocks go down too, which he doesn't mention. Most of them are going down. What the fuck's he talking about? You know, negative or ETS. What some ratio? What the fuck is that? I mean, he can't even explain himself. Here's my comment. Here's my comment. There you go. You're an idiot. Kevin's got a point about risk. He has no point about risk. He doesn't understand. And this is the problem we're talking about with idiots the last few days, where they listen to a guy like this and then they think they become experts. Oh, I heard Kevin O'Leary say silver is risky. I better get out of it. No, don't buy that. Buy stocks. I mean, this is our biggest problem is idiots like this giving this bullshit out and people believing it. And then we sit down and go, hey, you know, you need to buy gold and silver. Oh, no. Kevin O'Leary said, no. Stop buying silver now. No. It's there's carrying cost. There's no carrying cost. You put it in a fucking safe in a safe place and in some storage locker. There's no insurance. What are you going to insure it for? Why would you insure it? As long as it's in a safe place, you're fine. What, does your house get robbed every day? I mean, come on. That's crazy. Now, if I'm Profit, he's got these big gold bars. I might insure those, but I'd still be careful and find a nice safe in a safe place with them. Again, nobody knows we have any. I mean, us, but in the real world, nobody knows. The people break into your house? No. What would you do if you had a Picasso? Would you, I mean, how would you do that? Would you put it on your wall or would you be afraid to? The Rolexes are in a safe, but according to him, you shouldn't own assets or not the right assets and be in stocks and bonds. All right, let's have some more fun.
With negative carry is insane. You are fighting the tide. You need silver to appreciate by 6 or 7% a year just to break even against the opportunity cost and the storage fees. Do you know how hard it is for a commodity to go up 7% every single year consistently? It is nearly impossible. Let's talk about the industrial myth.
Well, let's see. Can silver go up 7%? I imagine that's hard. We're almost at 89. Let's see. 7%. Can we get 7%? Well, gosh darn it, in 6 months, we're up 121%. Yeah, he's got a point there. In 30 days, it's gone up 34%. Yeah, it's very hard to go up 6%. What an idiot. See, guys talk out of their mouth. They don't know what they're talking about. Maybe this was done a year ago. because he mentioned silver at $30 or $25. And then what premium? If you buy bullion, there's a $1 premium. And when you sell it for spot. What is he talking about?
Consistently, it is nearly impossible. Let's talk about the industrial myth. This is the cornerstone of the bull case for silver. And in 2026, it is crumbling. For years, they told you, Kevin, silver is in everything. It is in solar panels, it is in electronics, it is in electric vehicles. We are going to run out. Let me teach you a lesson about capitalism. When a commodity gets expensive or scarce, engineers do not just sit there and cry. They innovate, they thrift. Thrifting is the process of using less of a material to achieve the same result. In 2026, the solar industry has aggressively thrifted silver. They are using copper. They are using new conductive pastes. The amount of silver.
He's a liar because they could only use silver. It's not possible to use. You can use copper. It's not as efficient as silver. This guy's full of shit. You have to use silver for solar panels and most of the military. How about the military? The Tomahawk missile, 500 ounces of silver. They can't use copper or zinc or nickel or any of that. They have to use silver. They have to use silver in everything. There is no substitute. That's another beautiful part of silver. But he doesn't even face the fact that it's money and we're dumping our dollars because they're worthless and you're buying gold and silver. It's also got a huge demand for money. So again, is this guy like in high school or what? You ever watch this show? I never watched this show. This guy is a fucking idiot.
Per panel is dropping like a rock. The demand curve is not a straight line up. It is flattening. And yet the supply is constant. We are mining more silver as a byproduct of copper and zinc than ever before. When demand flattens and supply increases, prices crash. That is.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a big increase in supply of silver. We're out of silver. What is he talking about? See, guys like this talk, but they're either he's an idiot and doesn't know what he's saying, or he's a liar because there is not a increased supply of silver. And by the way, as we've said, China and India and Russia are going to the silver mines and taking the silver right out of the mine. How much silver's in there? It's not a big glut of silver. It's a very small amount supply of silver. It comes out of the ground. You can't print it. What the fuck is he talking about?
Economics 101. But the silver promoters do not tell you about thrifting. They show you a chart from 2020 and tell you it applies to 2030. It does not. Then there is the psychological trap of the silver squeeze. I remember the memes. I remember the hashtags.
Collectors, it's the end of an era at the San Francisco Mint. Earlier this year, the
Buy it all. Break the banks. Listen to me. The silver market is massive. It is global. It is deep. You cannot corner the silver market. The Hunt brothers tried it in the 80s and they got wiped out.
As we know, that was paper silver, not physical. They got wiped out because they changed the margin requirements and didn't let them sell it. But it was paper, not physical. Yes, the market is huge. It's worldwide, and there's not enough supply to handle the worldwide demand. Have you heard the guy say supply and demand yet? Absolutely an idiot. This guy is crazy. There have been 760 fiat paper currencies, and they all went to zero. Give me shiny rocks over paper every day and twice on Sunday. Well, of course, that's our whole point. He's not a dummy. The people he works for are paying him to spew that. And, well, he sounds like an idiot to me. What he's saying is Keynesian, and he's not. I don't hear any intelligent coming out of here. Egon, we do. Mark McGuire, yes. Alligator, about 20% of the time. The people are telling him he shouldn't be doing it. If somebody paid me to talk bad about gold and silver, I'd tell them to fuck off. I would not accept that at all. So I don't know, but I do not hear any intelligence coming out of this guy's mouth.
Retail investors trying to squeeze the bullion banks is like a group of toddlers trying to tackle an NFL linebacker. It is not going to happen. The banks have the physical metal. They have the futures contracts. They have the information. When you buy into a squeeze, you are providing liquidity for the big boys to exit. You are the bag holder in 2026. With algorithms dominating the trading floors, any attempt at a retail squeeze is detected and crushed in milliseconds. Stop trying to fight the house. The house always wins. I want to dig deeper into the specific crash risks for 2026.
Oh, okay.
We
Can't
have a
wait.
macroeconomic setup that is toxic for silver. First,
I'm sorry. Did he just say macroeconomics? So he's a Keynesian? Just wanted to get that out there.
the deflationary pressures from technology. AI and robotics are driving down the cost of production for everything. Silver, often seen as an inflation hedge, struggles in a deflationary or disinflationary environment. If the cost of goods is falling, why would you hold a hedge against rising prices? You are hedging against a ghost. The inflation scare of the early 20s is over.
Really? Okay. Again, inflation is not rising prices. It's printing money, making it worthless. We are hedging against it because it's not worth anything, and the silver and gold are. So he doesn't even understand what inflation is. See, there's a point that I'm making that he's an idiot. He doesn't even get inflation. And then he says deflationary. Well, that's Keynesian. So right away I'm turned off because obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about. So then you have this, it's going down. It's going to be deflationary. They're not going to use it as much, but he thinks the whole price of silver is based on the retail environment, the producers, but it's the dollar going to zero in bricks. It's the demand because it's money that is creating this. Not necessarily we can use it in whatchamacallit, in solar panels. Okay. Is the demand for solar panels going down? Probably not. They're not really expensive. So what is he saying? He just said inflation has gone down. Well, wait a minute. Then why would the economy go down if inflation's going down? Inflation's under control. In what world is inflation under control? I'm sorry. Did they stop printing the money? Is there not a $39 trillion debt? Is there not $150 trillion out there that is worthless? How is inflation under control? In what world? These are the points that he doesn't understand.
Central banks have crushed it. Now we are dealing with the reality of high productivity. In a high productivity world, growth assets win, commodities lose. Second, the recessionary risk. Everyone thinks silver is a safe haven. It is not. It is an industrial metal. Roughly 50 to 60% of silver demand comes from industry. If we hit a global recession in 2026, which is a very real possibility as we digest the high interest rates of the past few years, industrial demand falls off a cliff. Factories slow down. Electronic sales dip. Solar installations pause. When that industrial bid disappears, the price of silver has no floor. It collapses. Gold might hold up because it is a monetary asset. But silver gets punished. It gets treated like copper, but without the infrastructure spent.
Okay, so the economy is going to collapse, and that means the dollar's worthless. So, yeah, silver is a monetary metal. It's not just industrial, it's also monetary. The fact they're buying more of it now doesn't mean it's not a monetary metal. Mine says $10 on it. So what is that? It's not monetary. So yeah, a lot of it's going up from production. And will production stop? This is worldwide. No, it won't stop. People will still need it. They can't substitute it, copper or zinc or nickel, whatever the fuck he said. You have to have silver as the conductor, and the defense contractors all need silver for the little Tomahawk missiles. You can't use copper or zinc in it. And we know the defense contractors who run the country are going to want more silver and more of that. So yeah, your Apple, your computers, your Microsoft, they all need silver. It's not going anywhere. They can't use other things. They're not going to stop making, and they're all over the world. So yeah, I don't buy that at all. There is no supply left. It's very, very limited. The mines are getting eaten up by the Chinese and Russians and Indians. So I don't know what he's talking about.
To support it. You are holding a hybrid asset that has the worst of both worlds, the volatility of a commodity and the lack of monetary premium of gold. Let's discuss the premium scam. This is what makes my blood boil. You go to a coin shop or an online dealer in 2026. The spot price of silver is, let's say, $25.
The founder of Mudwater and a lot of people ask, what is the difference between
$25.
Mudwater and
This must be a
Mudwater?
current video, right?
But but the price they charge you for a Silver Eagle or a generic round is $32. That is a $7 premium. That is nearly 30%. Think about the math of that.
Okay, first of all, if you bought bullion and it was $25, which was 2 years ago, it would be it'd cost you $26. Because I know I did it. So whenever I bought bullion, $25 would be 26. Yeah, the Eagles were a few dollars more, but then they lowered that from like, let's say 25 from 32 to like 29, but everybody would buy bullion. So you'd pay $1, I'd pay $1 in commission, in premium. 25. So it's got to go to 32. Okay, fella, how about 88? Did we make any money buying it at 25 and now it's 88? Oh no, it just sits in the ground. Oh, I forgot. Right.
You hand over your cash, and instantly, 1/3 of it evaporates. It goes into the dealer's pocket. For you to just get your money back, the spot price of silver has to rise from 25 to 32. Do you know how big of a move that is? That is a massive bull run just to get back to zero. And if you try to sell it back to the dealer the next day, they won't pay you 32. They will pay you spot, or maybe $1 under spot.
Okay, so if it went from 25 to 32, you'll get 32 for it. What's he talking about? Spot's now 32, right? He just said it goes from 25 to 32. Now, maybe what he was saying is if you buy it for 32 and spot's 25 and you try to sell it back the next day, you get 25 for it. Well, what the fuck is he talking about? Why am I selling it back the next day? It's not something, it's not a collectible. It's not something I'm going to buy one day and sell the next because I made $1 on it. If I'm doing that, I got to be in baseball cards, not in silver. Watchman, how are you? Wait. Well, Andrew, I'm going to disagree. He is a dummy. He's a Keynesian. So how can I say a Keynesian smart? Watchman. I wonder what the next coin or coins that would be worth collecting that would go up in value besides silver coins. Check out 2019, 2020 with mint mark clad quarters, 3 to 5. Chad says in potential. Watchman, I'm struggling with your comment. So what the next coin or coins would be worth collecting. We don't collect these. This is money. We're investing in an asset that is not a collectible. It's money. So we're buying money. We're Rumpelstiltskinning bullshit dollars into gold and silver, and this is just the dollar is worthless. So I'm not really looking to collect into 2019, with mint clad quarters, 3 to 5. Chat GPT says it's potential. I'm not looking for that. I got a sure thing here. I got a lock, buy gold and buy silver. It's a monopoly. I'm not doing it as a stock. I'm not doing it to make money. I'm doing it to get out of dollars. And the side effect is, we're going to make a lot of money and I have no risk. So I don't know what this other thing is, but I have no interest in fucking around. I got Mantle cards. I got Brady cards. I don't need coins. John Z, how are you? TK, are pennies going to be worth anything? Well, only if copper becomes valuable. I don't know. And even then, the latest pennies are not copper, I don't think, right? So I don't think so. You're better off in gold and silver, but I don't see where pennies are worth a lot. Maybe a couple, maybe $1. I don't know. If copper goes up, if you have the older copper, the wheat heads, maybe they're worth $1. But is there a high demand and low supply? That's the question you got to ask. Does everybody want copper or pennies? And are they very limited? If that's the case, yes. If that's not the case, then forget it. Watchman, based on my income, I'm priced out of silver now. So I've been looking at what quarters would be worth more dollars in the future. 2019 and 2020 with quarters are rare. Again, Watchman, my point to you is get things that are highly demanded and low supply. You can buy half-ounce silver quarter ounce silver. I wouldn't buy junk silver. Again, you don't know what you got, and it's 90% of what and that. Yeah, all I can say is if you can just get a half ounce silver is $40. That's fine. That's what I would do instead of you're going to spend a lot on quarters. Are they really going to go up? Now, people will not have money unless they're like us, who are smart enough to get into gold and silver. So if they're holding dollars, the dollars are going to be worthless, and they're going to need the money to eat and rent and utilities over trying to go into the gold and trying to go into quarters. Right? I got to feed my family. I'm not going to buy quarters. Gold and silver, everybody sees as it all over the world. Gold-backed currency with silver, bricks, China, Russia, and everything. So they're not. Are they looking at these quarters? No, I wouldn't worry about collectibles. I would avoid that. And if you don't have money, I'd buy a half ounce. They do have a half ounce silver. I would go after that. John Z, are silver dollars worth anything? Well, yeah. I mean, here, this is a silver maple leaf, and if I can get the glare out of it, it's worth $10. Where is it? Why there? It's worth $10. This is a 2-ounce maple leaf, right? Now I can get $2 for it, or I can get $180 for it. Why would I want $2, right? So they are money. They do have a value. These type of silver, and if you look at a gold coin, they say $50 on it, right? Well, I get 50 when it's worth 4,700 or almost 4,700 now. So the intent was their money, but not anymore. Now we're buying silver and gold the best way we can, physical, not ETFs, not stocks, and we're watching and we're getting out of the bullshit paper dollar. The key is this is worthless. So you got to understand too much of that. Hello. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
Are you still doing your class?
Yeah, another maybe 15 minutes.
Okay, just text me when you're leaving or whatever.
Yeah, I will. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. My girl needs a ride. So yeah, they have value, but you're not buying them for that. We're buying, if we know gold and silver are going up because of bricks going out with gold-backed currency and the dollar collapsing, and you need gold and silver, we're buying it the best way we can. And in silver, we're buying the bullion, not necessarily the $2 coin, although I got this at spot. The normal buffaloes and some of these other 1-ounce silver 999s. We're buying those because we want to buy silver, and we're buying gold, but the gold comes in coins, the best, and you're buying the gold to also do that, and that's why we're buying it. We're just trying to buy the metal because we know it's going up, because the bottom line is we're getting out of paper crap that's worthless. Anything not backed by anything is worthless. So the new money these idiots come out with, we probably don't want, especially if they're digital, they're not real, and we don't want them. All right, let's listen to Paul Orndorff again.
They will pay you spot, or maybe $1 under spot. So you buy at 32 and sell at 24. You have lost 25% of your capital in 24 hours without the market even moving. That is not investing. That is charity for the coin dealer. I do not run a charity. I run a portfolio. And do not get me started on numismatic value. The dealer tells you, oh, but this coin is rare. It has a picture of a panda on it. It will be worth more to collectors. Garbage. Unless you are a professional numismatist with 30 years of experience, you are going to get ripped off. You are paying for a story. In a financial crisis, nobody cares about the panda. They care.
That's why I tell you, don't buy collectibles. You're buying pure silver and pure gold. That's all we want. We don't want rare things, although rare things will still hold value. If you get a rare penny or a rare quarter, one of those steel wartime nickels or pennies or whatever, they will hold value. But that's not what we're doing here. We're buying pure physical silver and gold, as cheap as we can. And we don't want, we're not looking at the collectible stuff. If you want that, go buy a Brady card. Watchman. Genius Act stands for Get Everybody Numbered in U.S. Yeah, we're going to ignore the Genius Act.
The weight. When you go to sell, you will get melt value. All that extra money you paid for the collectability, gone. Poof. Vaporized. In 2026, with liquidity becoming tighter, the market for collectibles is softening. People need cash. They are selling their collections. The supply of rare coins is flooding the market, crushing those premiums. Let's look at the competition. Why would anyone buy silver in 2026 when you have Bitcoin and digital assets?
Huh.
I am not a diehard crypto maximalist, but I look at the flows of capital. The younger generation, the millennials and Gen Z, they are inheriting wealth. They are the new investment class. Do they want heavy bars of metal that they have to store in a safe?
Oh, my
No.
God.
They want digital scarcity. They want portability. They want assets they can send across the world in a second.
Excuse me while I throw up. This guy's a professional. Really? Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. It's not real. The fact somebody owns it doesn't mean it's a smart move. Yeah, I'd rather own gold and silver over Bitcoin. At least it's real and it's physical and it's going to the moon. Bitcoin's already been there and it's on the way down, right? It hit 120. Now it's at like 80, 85. Again, it's in dollars. So wait, anything I hold in this crap is worthless, right? It's worthless. This has no value. So if Bitcoin is worth 90,000 of this, it's 90,000 of zero. Plus try to get it out. You'll have to go and say, okay, I want to sell my Bitcoin, and it goes to the bank. Good luck getting it out. Maybe you get 10 grand out of it. Maybe no, you don't. Because when the shit really hits the fan, the Bitcoin's going to be worthless. It's going to drop. As he just said, people will sell their Bitcoin, right? He just said people are getting rid of their collectibles because they need cash. Well, that doesn't that count for Bitcoin also? They're going to be selling their Bitcoin. They need money. God knows you can't use Bitcoin. Go to Kroger's with Bitcoin. See how much fun you have. I've been to the restaurant with my silver. I can use it. I can't use Bitcoin at a restaurant, at a grocery store. Can I use silver at the grocery store? Probably not yet, but it'll be coming that way. They'll want to get paid for their groceries. But so we just keep watching the grocery store and the restaurants. Are they still taking monopoly money? As long as they are, then fine. But wait, look at gold and silver go to the moon. What's going on there? He doesn't address that because it's over his head. He thinks silver's at 25 and it's going to go to 32. Oh my God, that can never happen. How can silver go to 32? What is this, like 3 years old? I mean, then he talks 2026 like it's today. This is 7 hours ago. Where in God's name is he getting $25 silver as it hits 88 as we're talking? What the fuck is he talking about? This guy's either on drugs, delusional, or just a total idiot.
Bitcoin has eaten silver's lunch. It has taken the narrative of hard money and upgraded it for the 21st century.
Oh, okay.
Silver is the analog version of a digital solution. It is a
Okay.
fax machine in an email world. You can still use a fax machine, but why would you invest in a fax machine company? The capital flows are leaving silver and moving to digital gold. That is a structural headwind that is not going away.
If you own a gun, you know how important it is to train. And that's why you're going to absolutely love the laser strike enhanced
Going away. It is.
I'm sorry. Did he say Bitcoin's digital gold? And you think he's smart. Who thinks he's smart here? Andrew, you think he's smart. And he just called Bitcoin digital gold. And it's killing silver. So this is probably 2 or 3 years ago when Bitcoin hit 100 and silver's sitting at 25. Now that Bitcoin went down and silver's going to the moon, now let's hear. But the thing he does conveniently is not explain himself at all. He talks, but he doesn't explain. You don't know what he's talking about, but he doesn't explain. So a little bit more, because that's about all I can take before I start throwing up.
Demographic destiny. I also
Digital
want to address
gold.
the global supply chain risk. Where does silver come from? Mexico, Peru, China, Russia. These are the major producers. In 2026, geopolitical tensions are shifting. We are seeing resource nationalism, but paradoxically, always help the price. If a country decides to nationalize mines or flood the market to raise currency, the price destabilizes. You are relying on the decisions of foreign governments for your retirement security. I prefer to own equity in companies that are domiciled in jurisdictions with rule of law. I want legal recourse. With physical silver, you are at the mercy of global macro forces that are completely out of your
Oh, it's
control.
Keynesian. You said
Now,
macro.
let's talk about taxes. People forget about the tax man until he shows up. In the United States and many other jurisdictions, silver is taxed as a collectible. This is a disaster. The long-term capital gains tax on stocks might be 15 or 20%. The tax on collectibles can be as high as 28%. Why would you voluntarily choose an asset class that is penalized by the tax code?
What tax is he talking about? When we sell it, we're not paying any tax. I'm going to sell 10 ounces. I'm not going to get taxed on that. I'm not going to get 1099. And like I started saying, we're at the casino and we win in poker. You win $5,000 in poker. Are you going to pay tax on it? I don't think so. Blackjack? No. Craps? I don't think so. Winning, I won that much in football. I didn't pay a 1099. I don't know what he's talking about. Where are they going to get, they're not going to 1099 you to tax you. It only you pay tax if you get 1099. You only get 1099 if you sell like 60, 70 ounces of silver or I think 30 some ounces of gold. I have it written down somewhere. But that's it. Now, will they change it? I don't know. Maybe, but they haven't right now. I could go sell 10 ounces of this silver for $800 and I wouldn't pay a nickel in tax, or I could sell 10 ounces of gold for $47,000 and I wouldn't pay a nickel in tax. My guy will not 1099 me. And you're not going to be 1099 if it's a small amount. 5 to 10 ounces is not going to get a 1099 and you're not going to pay tax on it. So he says it's 28, but without a 1099, the government doesn't know you have it. And we're not about to volunteer that information, right? That's like you sell drugs. Oh shit, I owe tax. Oh, let me tell the government I'm selling drugs, and I owe you tax. I owe you 28% tax. No, you're not saying that. And it's the same thing here. You're only selling an ounce or two. This is not something we're profit taking on. This is not stocks where it goes up $50 and we sell it. This is much, much different. This is wealth. This is, I got 100 grand in this and I sold it for 100 grand in this. And this is going up. I bought it at 20, 25, and it's going up. Now it's at 80, going up to 100 as this goes to zero. So what the fuck is this guy talking about? This is not worth anything. Go to the grocery store, buy milk, buy Coca-Cola. Oh, Oreo cookies are now over $5 for their little pack. So the dollar is worthless, which he doesn't know, understand, or can explain. I'm in stocks. Oh, good. And when the market crashes, then what happens there, genius? Meanwhile, the market's not going to crash in gold and silver because everybody needs the fucking lifeboat. The Titanic's sinking. It's worthless. It's going to sink. You get on the lifeboat. This and this are sinking. And any other paper that's not backed by gold, which is every currency in the world, is all sinking. The whole world has to get into gold and silver. It's the only lifeboat. Do you think we're worried about fucking paying a tax as we watch our 100,000 go to zero? Or do you put it in gold and silver? As I said, I was working in a company and I was teaching them gold and silver. So the guy drove with me to my gold store. And I don't know, he works in the back. He's like a manager. All of a sudden he says, I want to buy, based on me, he says, I want to buy gold. He says, I want to buy $100,000 worth. And this was when it was probably 25 or 2,000, 2,500 an ounce. I bought like 50 ounces. So it had to be, 2,000 an ounce. And then I told him, well, you need silver too. And he bought $50,000 worth of silver. So he got out of his crap dollars and into gold and silver. I got to talk to him and make sure he doesn't sell it for profit, but that's what he does. And you're far better. So he misses the whole concept, right? Does he talk about inflation? Oh no, it's under control. How is it under control? You printed 150 trillion of these. How the fuck is it now got a value? How is it going up in value? Are you kidding me? And this is why I call him an idiot, because he doesn't even understand the basics, the economics and free market. The key of free market, which I'll talk to very quickly, is competition. It's Say's law. It's the availability to have competition. You go make money and you choose what you want to buy. I want to buy Titleist golf clubs or Ping or Cleveland's, whatever, or tennis balls or shirts. I want to buy the North Face. I have my Columbia on. I have Polo. It's my choice. That's what a free market does, and that's how we are all benefit from it. And when you start having socialism take over, you can't get to socialism without capitalism. Capitalism, everything gets better. Everybody makes more. Everybody has a much better standard of living. And that brings the socialist who just wants to do nothing and take your money. But in a capitalism world, you work, the more you work, the more you make, the better your life is. But in a socialist country I don't want to work. I just want, let the government give me money and that's fine. And that's kind of what you're looking at. And that's just bullshit, right? That's the problem with socialism or communism. The government makes out because they steal all the money and they hold it. And I can. Sorry, Johnny, I can give you $10 for food this month. That's all you get. But if it was capitalism, you could work and make as much as you want, and you could do whatever you want. You want to be a lawyer, be a lawyer. You want to be a doctor, be a doctor. You want to be a golfer, you want to play poker, whatever it is, you can do in a capitalist society. In a socialist, you can't, unfortunately. So capitalism is about the free market, laissez-faire, get the government out of it, Say's law. We make money so we can use it. You just got to have a medium of exchange that's worth something. And what they're doing now, for some strange reason, which makes no sense, in what they're doing is ruining the dollar. So they keep printing more and more of it, which makes it worth less and less. The $1 trillion we owe on the debt makes this worth nothing. And that was before the $1 trillion. So how do you pay your debt? How do you pay all your government workers? How do you pay Social Security, Medicare? And how do you pay the defense contractors? Well, we'll have to print money because you're spending twice as much as you're taking in, and you don't even have revenue. The government doesn't produce any revenue. Stealing our tax money is not revenue. That would be an actual business. The guy that made these chips at the Stardust, he's producing revenue, right? Or the Stardust itself. So you have that. So this is the problem. So free market works. That's why I yell at Keynesians, because they don't understand the free market. They want to have low unemployment, and they're more worried about that than inflation. They don't, you can't print money. You print it, it's worthless. That's the problem. No, we get that. We know that, and we bail. So as I say with the Titanic, it's sinking. What are you going to do? Stay on the boat and sink, or get off the boat into a lifeboat? And it's the same thing here. The dollar's sunk. The dollar's been printed. It's sinking. So you get out of it, and the only way is the lifeboat. And the lifeboat here is gold and silver. So there's no discussion. It's not, well, if you buy silver, you're an idiot, and you got to store it, and then look at all these fees. And you don't need to insure it, and you don't need to store it. You need it, just put it in the safe. So there's no storage cost. Where are you going to store it? In a bank, in a safety deposit box? Why would you do that? Because when the bank closes, you'll never get your money out. So you go get a safe and put it in a safe spot. You don't tell anybody, because nobody's going to steal if they don't know you have it, right? And so you have that, and that's it. And then as far as the commissions, the premiums, Right now, there is no premium. I can go to the guy today and buy the silver for $88. Now, maybe that's just for me, but there's no premium on it. It's 88. He'll sell it to me for 88 because he just wants to sell it. As far as when you sell it back to him, it's spot. So if I buy it at 88 tomorrow, I could sell it for 88 or 90 and off we go. So I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about things that he doesn't explain. And then as far as the Hunt brothers, that was paper. I'm not talking paper. I'm talking physical. So with that, I'm going to go get Alyssa. John C. TK, the Steelers played terrible. 6 fumbles by Stroud. Well, that's Houston played terrible. Did he have 6 fumbles? I know he had 3. Yeah, I mean, Stroud's their weak link. He's not good. Somehow I got the over, so that's all I cared about. Kevin is bought out. Well, maybe. Mainstream puppet Peter Schiff is good. No, Peter Schiff's an idiot. Don't listen to him. Kevin is reading a script in the video. Yes, I can see that. Peter Schiff's an idiot. Peter Schiff does not understand inflation. He's a salesman. He talks a mile a minute and doesn't say a word like Andy Scheckman. The only guys I would listen to besides moi is Egon from Switzerland and Mark McGuire most of the time. Alistair McLeod does not know what he's talking about. It's not gold going up, it's gold, it's money going down. No, it's gold going up. Anytime you have demand. So if I have demand for that, like I keep saying, if I have a lot of demand for it, it's worth more, right? Not because the dollar is worth less, because people want my Canadian Club 12-year, which is probably very, very rare at this point because that was bought in 1997. They probably don't have any more 12 years left. So that's the thing. So no, Peter Schiff, do not listen to him. Try to understand this. Try to listen to what he says, but he doesn't explain anything. He's not smart. He's not an Austrian, okay? Neither is Andy Scheckman. Neither is Alistair McLeod. They are not Austrians. They are just salesmen, right? Peter Schiff's a salesman. He doesn't know economics. Neither is Mike Maloney. Andy Scheckman is a salesman, and Alistair McLeod is a banker. They are not economists. And that's why they don't get the concept of inflation, and they keep calling it debasement. Inflation is money printing, making the money worthless. That is inflation. That's the bottom line, Mr. Stone Cold. That's the point. They don't understand the simplest concept. Please don't listen to them. You've got to be smart enough to understand. And that's why I explain it, right? Notice how I actually explain everything. I don't talk over your head or don't talk in circles. I'm very clear about what we're speaking. The dollar's worthless because they printed the shit out of it. Gold and silver are going to the moon because they're the only 2 lifeboats. They're very, very limited, and the supply and the demand is huge. Now, what part of that do we not understand? Yeah, what part of that does Peter Schiff say, Andy Scheckman say, Alistair McLeod say? None of it. They think it's the basement, and this guy's reading a script that doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So he looks like a moron here. So that's all. Again, I gave him a thumbs down because you're an idiot, and I don't grade idiots. Anyway, let's take our last look. We've got, we're over 4,600 in gold. Happy times. And 88.89. We're approaching 90 soon. Notice every day it's up $3, up $3, up $3. Here, we had the 10 o'clock drop. Went down at noon to 45.90, and now it's back over 46. So now let's go for 47, and it'll go to 5,000. So what does Peter Schiff say about that? Anything? Does he know anything? All right, I got to go rescue Alyssa. All right, so have a good day, everybody. There's no football today. 5-1 so far, off to a good start in the playoffs, and can't believe the Rams couldn't cover 4. That was ridiculous. And then we have the free play already. See, I'm already on it. After watching Houston and New England, San Diego, they're not going to score 20 points in this game. And we got a nice, healthy 41. We're under 47. How in God's name are they going to get to 47 with those defenses? And Drake May's going to want to run. He won't. CJ Stroud, they'll lose the game because he keeps fumbling. What is he doing? So he can't handle the pressure, especially on the road. There's no way Houston wins the game because of CJ Stroud. They might win it with their defense getting pick sixes. Is the only way, but not offensively. All right. Thank you for watching. You two watchmen, thank you for coming to class. I know Kevin's reading a script. I did point that out. But don't listen to Peter Schiff too much. If you do, tread lightly on him. Egon is the one, and Mark McGuire, who I don't know where he's been for a while. So be careful there. You've got to know, first of all, you have to learn it. So you got to listen to me and what I'm teaching. And then you can watch Peter Schiff and go, oh, he's not mentioning inflation. He's not mentioning medium of exchange, Say's law. He's not mentioning any economic terms. But yet he wants to be an Austrian economist, but he's not. He's a salesman. You got to be careful with that. Now, of course, he's going to say gold and silver are going up. But I'm telling you the real reason gold and silver is going up. Because this is crap, and this is crap, and the only alternative is not another currency. You have to go into gold and silver, and it's not because it's an industrial metal, silver. We got nothing to do with it. It's because it's money. We're getting out of our money, and silver's priced a lot cheaper than gold, so people are buying it. And that one gentleman, please buy a half ounce. I mean, I hope you have, I don't know. I mean, if you don't have $40, I don't know how to help you, but try to get a half ounce of silver and start building. You're late to the party, but the party's still going on for a while. Anyway, and do not sell it. We're not in here to make money and profit take. We are here to get out of our dollars that's worthless and just keep going with our money. And that's what we're trying to do here, is sit and go, I got $100,000 worth of silver. I'm doing okay. Oh, yeah, I need to pay rent. Yeah, I'll sell an ounce. And I'm not going to pay tax on it because you're not going to tax me on an ounce. And that's really the key. I hear all these retirement shows, and what do they say? Well, you got the stocks. Well, we want you in stocks when you retire because you're not working anymore. And by the way, you'll sell the dividends when you need to pay rent and food and go on a vacation. You'll use the stocks. Well, what happens when the stocks go to zero, you moron? Gold and silver can't. It's called BRICS. And Russia and China are our friends right now, so we're fine. I'm fine with being friends with Putin. Not a problem. All right. Have a good day, everybody. www.teaserking.com. If you want football this week, $50, get you all the games, plus the Miami, Indiana game. All right. We'll talk more about that later in the week. Take care, everybody, and we'll watch gold and silver just go to the moon, and it's going. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. If you need me, you can email me on www.teaserking.com has my email, and I do get some emails from you guys. Feel free. All right. Take care, everybody.